Hey guys, Tomo's Autos here and welcome to another video of my repair series. Today we are going to be changing spark plugs on my 2004 Honda Accord. Let's get straight into it. A very simple job today, which means we only need a few tools. We've got a ratchets and a few sockets on there as well. Bit to notice is we've got our extension bar so we can get down into the spark plug hole. And then we've also got our spark plug socket, which you can see inside. There's a bit of rubber. That's just to catch a spark plug so it doesn't fall down. And then obviously we've got 4 of our spark plugs. These are the OEM specification for the car. Make sure you check out your owner's manual, service manual. I'll have a look on the internet and you'll find out what spark plugs are for your car. Here's the engine bay, which you guys have seen a lot of before. And our spark plugs, this is an inline 4 and our spark plugs will be here. So you'll have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So first off, what we need to do is we need to take this cover off. Nice and easy, 10mm socket. That is the spark plug cover off, and we can dive deeper into the engine. So here you can see you've got 4 coil packs on top. That's these, 2 of the screws already undone, just as how the design is for the cover. What we need to do now is we need to disconnect electrically all of the wires going to the coil packs, and then we can pull the coil pack out one by one. Just to disconnect these, you've got a little clip just on the side, and you essentially just pull that off like so. It's a bit hard to do it one-handed, like so, and then you can just pull that up like so. That landed there. How amazing was that? What you can do out here as well is you can have a little inspection of the bottom of the coil pack, make sure it's not too burned, not oily or anything like that. But this is pretty good. Top tip as well, I like to just put them on the floor as you got them out of the car, so everything goes back exactly how it was. What you can do as well is you've got a torch, you can get down in and you can have a look at the bottom of the spark plug hole, see if there's any oil, see if there's any debris that needs blown out, and you can generally you can tell the general health of the engine. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disconnect the rest and I'll be back with you once I've done that. And that is all of the coil packs out. If you've got a V6, then it'll be in a V shape and you'll have to go out for the side. Boxer engines, they'll be bang on the side as it's a flat engine. As you can see, that is them all out. Next, what we need to do now is we need to grab our socket. So I've got I call it a medium ratchet. And essentially the extension will go on, and with the spark plug socket will go on the end. Exactly like so. Okay. Now, put in your socket down into the hole, and then you simply just going to turn. Lefty loosey, all that sort of good stuff. Okay, what I like to do is I just like to do it by hand as well, so I can see how it's threaded. Everything seems pretty good. Just take a little bit of time. Do all of this by hand, don't use a gun or anything like that, just do it all by hand. The threads can be a little bit temperamental and you definitely don't want to get any spark plugs, any cross-threaded or anything like that, because that is a nightmare to sort out. And there we go, 1 time spark plug is out. And you can see it's in pretty good condition. They've been in there 20,000 miles now, which is about right for these. These are nickel spark plugs, not iridium, so 20,000 miles is about right. Yeah, what you're looking for here is to make sure there's no oil. That's a big one as well. And then checking sure there's not like a massive amount of sandy deposits on the top of the electrode at the top there. And making sure you can see that the electrode, which is a black bit where the white bit and the tip of the electrode is, making sure that that's not too worn. Again, I could put these back in if I wanted to, they're absolutely fine, but I'm going to replace them as per the owner's manual every 20,000 miles, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change them for these Bosch ones as well. I'm going to change them for the proper OEM specs of the NGK that come with the Honda Accords. Yeah, very good. We shall take the rest of them out. That's all the spark plugs are, and it's always great to inspect all of the spark plugs just to see how your engine's performing. There should be no discrepancies, they all should be the same. As you can see on this engine, they are. If one of them is potentially oilier than the others, or there's oil across all of them, for example, you could potentially have an issue there, one of the valves are leaking or cylinders leaking or whatever it could be. So it's always good to cross check with all of the cylinders just to make sure that everything's running as it should. But really a spark plug can tell you a lot about the engine. It can tell you if the engine's running too lean, if it's running too rich, so if it's blackering, all of this is black for example, then you know that it's running too rich. Sandy deposits means that it's oxidating and then things are starting to leak. It's just a really good way to know how your engine is performing. And there's loads and loads of guides out there, either on YouTube or online, that can tell you exactly how how your engine is running from your spark plugs. And there you go. There is the difference between the new and the old. Things to check when you get a spark plug. Okay, make sure the washer is on there and make sure it's the right washer, which it is. Just center that properly. Yeah, make sure the washer is good. Make sure that nothing's broken as well. We're looking at the tip of the electrode here. We're looking at the electrode itself, and then we're just looking at the porcelain and make sure that's not broken. Make sure everything is good. But yeah, these look pretty good. And you just want to check that on every single one of them. Make sure there's no discrepancies. You don't want your engine failing or starting to misfire or anything like that because the spark plug was faulty from the factory. It's also good to make sure that the spark plug is actually the same size, so you know it's going to be a snug fit. Anyway, let's get the plugs fitted. Okay, spark plug is into the socket, which is nice and secure in the rubber of the spark plug socket, and you're simply just going to lower that down into the engine. Okay, try not to drop them, that's how you can damage the electrode on top, and you don't want that to happen. So simply just lower it down. Cool, once it's nice and seated, keeping the sockets and everything nice and straight so you don't get any crossfade, it's just going to tighten, which is righty-tighty. Until you start feeling resistance. Now once you've done that and then nice and hand tight, then you can either do it with your torque settings with a torque wrench, find that on your owner's manual, this is 22 Newton meters, or you can do it a quarter of a tightness from when they're hand tight, is the usual rule of thumb to go through. Cool, let's get the rest in. That is all of the spark plugs fitted, and all we're going to do is do the exact same thing in reverse. So core packs are going to go in. We'll connect the core packs up, we'll put the cover on, and then we'll start the car. Core packs are back in, let's get the cover on. Okay, that is everything top to specs. All we need to do now is start the engine to make sure that everything works. Okay, here we go. Cold start, let's see if she works. And she does. Perfect. There you go, nice and easy, and that's how you change your spark plugs. On older vehicles, it is much easier. Granted, on newer vehicles, we have pipes in the way, whatever it could be, or your spark plugs, if you're in the V shape, like my 370, for example, you do have to move quite a few things out of the way, like air intakes and stuff to get to it. But nice and easy job, takes 10 minutes, so that cost me £18 from Halfords for the proper OEM specification spark plugs. But if you did enjoy that video, please give it a like, subscribe, and a comment. How do you do your spark plugs? Do you do anything different? But thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.